Hello, everyone, and welcome to Accessible Tech Thursdays. And this week we're covering Accessible Tech for Education, where we're giving you a rundown of how to access the program and how to make use of the resources. I'm Neil Beck, and I'm the EdTech Demonstrator Lead for National Star College, and we're joined with Erica today. Hi, Erica.
Hi, everybody. Apologies for the doorbell and the dog bark.
That's okay. It's atmospheric. I like it. And yeah, we'll just be going through a resource that we've created that will hopefully help you to make sense of the resources that we've created. So this is, you can probably see on the right-hand side, a link that I've created, a resource that I've created that has a person in the middle and then some boxes around the edge. So the idea is that this helps to lay out the Accessible Tech Thursdays webinar. So I've put a shortened link to get to this. So bit.ly/accessibleedtech. And if I click that and just change my window that I'm sharing. Here we go. Okay, so this is the resource that we've created. So Accessible Tech for Education, what can you do to help learners with accessible education? And each link will take you to an approximately 30-minute webinar on that particular subject. So as you can see, we've categorized them into the different areas. And then underneath, you've got these little hyperlinks there. If you click on those, they'll take you to the webinar. We've got a few blank ones there that we're just finishing off as the program continues. But as you check back, you should be able to see that those are filled in. So today we're just going to very quickly go through what's available out there and talk about how to access it. So just go back to my slides. So the first section that we created was providing the right tools. So what do your learners need to access the curriculum? And we decided to focus on some things that we thought were particularly important. So text to speech, so getting the text on the page to be read out. Dictation, which is where you're speaking with your voice and it's writing down ideas. Prediction, where you can start typing and it will finish off the end of that word or the end of that sentence. Vision, so lots of different tools to help you be able to see the screen clearer, and that applies not just for people with visual impairments but anyone with print impairments, and that includes learning disabilities. And one on physical kit, so we're talking about different type of peripherals, so different keyboards, different mice and different input methods, including touchscreen as well. We also we focused on how you deliver and how that can affect the accessibility. So we focused on video calls because we spend so long in video calls now, and there's so much that you can do with the accessibility built into the different platforms. Did one on blended and flipped learning, which was looking at how we deliver and what needs to be done in a classroom setting and what can be done with private study, and changing around the idea of what we're doing there. It really is a chance to throw out some of the rule books that aren't helping us anymore and reconsider how we teach. Visual learning, which is focusing on some tools like mind mapping, and we're talking about symbol use, which is really useful. We did one on remote therapy, and we were joined with experts on from a speech language therapy background to talk about how to improve that remote therapy. We're going to be doing one on accessible documents. So we'll be talking about how to create accessible documents that you can deliver your program with. And that could be really powerful if you've got templates and things like that. We're also focused on the different major platforms, as that was a major thing for a lot of people. So using accessible features in Microsoft, such as Immersive Reader, built-in dictation, Google, including the different add-ins that you can use to make the browser more accessible, and also Chromebooks and areas like that. Apple, so what can you do with both your iPad and your iPhone to make it more accessible and to use the built-in features. And also mobile in general. So if you've got an Android phone or an Apple phone, what are the things that you can do to make things more accessible? And we included some bits on applications there for different areas, which you should find quite useful. To improve well-being and support, we created a mental health webinar, which focused on when we can use technology and when it's maybe best to get professional help. We are also doing a parents and carer support webinar, and I think Erica, you'll be leading on that, won't you, in a little while? So that should give you a good rundown on the support there.
Yeah.
Early on in the program, we did some more focus on specialist support. So the things that not all learners will need, but for a small amount of learners, this will be really beneficial for them. So we're looking at early switch skills, how you can make that progress. Talking about sensory, how you can deliver a sensory program. During that webinar, I was really surprised at how sensory education isn't just for one particular cohort of students, it's for everyone. The way we learn and the way that we use all of our senses to take in information, it's really important to focus on that. And more specialist kit, which is a more advanced version of the equipment webinar that we had early in the program. So this focuses on more kind of AAC devices and higher end. And we actually brought in the different companies that focus on those speech language therapy kind of aids there. The other resource focus that we've got is on assessing your learners and your provision. So we've got a specific webinar on AT assessments, and towards the end of the course, I'll also do one on the Tech Ability Standards, which is a kind of blueprint on all the different things you can do to look at accessibility, and it covers everything from IT support to independent skills and areas like that. And at the bottom of the document, we've also got a link where you can view an introduction where we talk a little bit about our backgrounds and where we come from, so you can understand a little bit more about how we approached this webinar program. And that's the resource. So if there's any questions that you have on the resource, then let me know. I can put if you're watching this live, I can put the resource in the chat. If not, it'll be underneath the video. Underneath the video, I'll put a specific link to this resource, and I'll also include there a folder link that gives you access to all the resources we've created during this webinar project. Future developments, I think we could probably turn this into a printout version as well. That'll become more relevant as more schools are kind of teaching more pupils in their kind of school or college environment. And I can put maybe some shortened links there. So if you go to bit.ly, you can create specific shortened links that can be a lot easier than typing in a long link. But also QR codes, which can be accessed by using your camera phone to access those links. We're of course going to be finishing those webinars, so where you see those that black text at the moment, those will be filled in, so there'll be a complete program there. And yeah, just let us know if there's anything else. Let us know if there's anything you think that we've missed on the program, or if there's any useful way that we can present this information. So yeah, that's it. This is actually the first time that I've shown the final version to Erica as well. So I'd be interested in knowing your feedback on that, Erica.
I'm very excited, and I just want to share it all everywhere now on every platform, because I think it's a really good visual for all the work we've put in over the last 6 months, and I think breaking it down to the areas I think will be really useful for schools.
Great, excellent. Yeah, so I'll be sharing that as well. So this has been delivered as part of the EdTech Demonstrator program. So if there's any support that you want, then you can be linked up to a school or college that will help you with that. You can visit edtech-demonstrator.lgfl.net for any resources. If you come back to these slides, you can access the YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook accounts, and stay in touch with us there. And all that remains is to thank everyone that's contributed to the program, everyone that will contribute to the program, and to thank Erica for joining us today, and to thank Stephen Cooper and anyone else that's been part of the program. It's been really good. Any final thoughts, Erica, or any questions?
I was just going to say, please would you put the link to the resource in the chat box so that now I can open it and share it and save it.
Absolutely, I will do. Okay. Thank you, everyone, then, and enjoy the rest of the program.